Hello again, this is SD, back with another stream. We're going to go for the fourth ship in this streak today. That's our win record. And today we're going to be playing my favourite ship in FTL, which is Slug C. A very, very strong ship. If you looked at my high score list there, you'll have seen that this has the high score list on my current profile. And this is a really, really, really strong ship, and a very, very, very fun ship to play as well. It's not the absolute strongest ship in FTL, but I think it is near the top. The thing that stands out about it is you already have mind control and hacking, which are two of the three systems I generally try to get in most runs anyway. So you just need cloaking to have full system coverage. And these two systems together allow you to get a lot of crew kills without needing to actually fight. You know, you don't need to board the enemy. You don't need anything like that. You can just get crew kills by locking doors down, by using mind control on people repeatedly. The other thing about it, it's got a chain laser, which is just an ordinary two-shot laser. It's a bit slow, but it's a decent weapon. This ship is very, very strong against any enemy that's got crew. Its weaknesses are... It's got two major weaknesses. Well, it's got one major weakness and probably two lesser weaknesses. The big weakness that this ship has is enemies with Zoltan shields just shut your two special systems down. And without your special systems, you're basically a gunship with one gun that's quite slow. So if you fight a ship early on that has a Zoltan shield and an Artemis missile, you're in quite a bit of trouble. And you could end up taking loads and loads of damage, especially the chain laser has the special property that it gets faster every time you fire it up to. Like, it takes 16 seconds the first time, and it speeds up by 3 seconds to a minimum of 7 when it's fully spun up. And the problem with that is if you take damage on weapons, and this gets depowered, when you repower it, it goes all the way back to its initial charge time. So this means you're very, very vulnerable to shots hitting your weapons. And an enemy that has a Zoltan shield that prevents you from being able to do things to slow them down is particularly vulnerable to taking those hits. The more minor weaknesses with this ship, it's got a little bit of trouble with ships to try to run away from the start of a fight, because the chain laser, if the enemy has any shields, can only do 1 damage. And if an enemy, and it's kind of slow at first, and if an enemy has, say, autopiloting, you have to hit the piloting twice just to stop them fleeing, and while you're doing that, you can't do anything about their weapons. The other lesser, but still, you know, significant weakness is the ship is not as good against auto scouts, because obviously you want to use mind control on enemies, and you can't mind control auto scouts. There's no mines over there to control. So that is a bit of a weakness, but it's not. You know, you still do pretty well against those, because ultimately you still have hacking, and hacking is the better of your two systems. It's the best system in the game. So, we will start jumping around. We want to hit, even though we are a little bit weak against auto scouts, we still want to hit all these nebula jumps. I think we'll go here, and then maybe down into the nebula, depending on what we say here. You ideally just want your first couple enemies to be... Oh god. I really hope that's a Lido missile, because otherwise this is literally like the worst enemy. And I can't even decide to pay the toll, because we literally don't have that scrap. It's the first enemy of the game. I couldn't tell whether or not that was a... Fucking Christ, that's an Artemis... Okay, this is like the worst thing that could happen right off the bat. I think we just run from this battle. Because, like, that Artemis missile just came in, hit our weapons immediately. And there's nothing we could do about that. Like, normally, if this ship didn't have a Zoltan shield, we could hack the weapons and delay them firing that. But, of course, the Zoltan shield blocks them from doing that. Now, they would eventually run out of Artemis missiles. However, they've got 10 of them on the ship. Well, they've hit our shields. Fortunately, they don't have any lasers. Like, if that was a heavy laser, this could literally be a game over situation. But we've still already taken 6 damage, and we're going to take, oh god, we're going to take quite a bit more because they've just hit our engines, so we can't run away. I think it's more important to fix those than it is to fix the shields. We might just have to jump to the next beacon, and then, if there's a fight, just turn it down. I should probably spin this up now, but I don't think it matters. Like, we've already taken 10 damage, and we'll probably take 2 more before we can get out. get that up in time? No. So, okay, that's a disastrous start. But there's nothing we could do about that. Are you fucking joking? Literally, I mean, this enemy wouldn't be that bad if not for the fact that our shields had been smashed. And we had to run away from the last battle. So, I would not be surprised if we just die here. We're gonna try, but like, if they hit my weapons... They did not, thankfully. Can you please get those shields back up? Like, the thing is, even this ion could take my... And they did. Right, they took my weapons down with the ion. That slows my spin-up time, but their time is still going. I need to fire twice more to take that out. And they've just hit my shields again, great. We need to fire one more time to get through, and they've ionized my weapons again. Yeah, this is a complete disaster. I think we're dead. Like, this is a great ship, but these are literally the worst enemies we could have fought. I need to jump away from this as well. So we've made 0 scrap and taken 20 damage in the first 2 jumps. At least this ship, we can do this to buy us time to repair. I wish I'd just jumped right into the nebula, but the odds of those 2 fights both having, the odds of those 2 fights both being Zoltan shields were remarkably small, and if the first one hadn't been, like, if those fights were reversed even, it wouldn't be as bad, because we wouldn't have jumped out without no shields away from the first one. We'll win this fight easily, but it's just a matter of, if we fight any one ship now that has a missile, they might just kill us. Yeah, this is how this ship normally goes. But, we have had an absolutely atrocious... The thing is, most ships struggle really badly. If you have a ship that has a Zoltan shield and an Artemis missile, that's probably the worst opponent that you can fight in Sector 1, other than maybe, like, some really tricked out, Rebel Disruptors. You know, the 2 are sort of equal in terms of just being absolutely infuriating and annoying. And this ship is especially vulnerable to them. Almost as much as, say, a boarding ship. So, this is great. We'll see whether we can survive and come back here. This ship is very strong, so as long as we do not die in the next couple of fights, we should be okay. What are you hacking? Okay, that. This ship we're basically fine against, because what we'll do, we'll hack their weapons, we're not going to immediately power it, we're going to let them fire that laser, and then we're going to hack. And now it doesn't matter that that laser hit, they won't be able to sync it up with the mini-beam. So yeah, this is how fights normally go with Slug C. It's just normally, you can actually use your special systems. And here we couldn't. We desperately need a store just to repair. We might even want to... There's an argument for holding scrap to see whether or not you can get the repairs for scrap event, except really I think we probably just need to get our shields up so that we can minimize the odds of us dying. Okay, that's a very good jump. I really wish we had just jumped into this. The thing is, I didn't jump into the nebula because I thought, well, if there's some... Sometimes you fight Zoltan Shield ships in nebulas, and I thought, well, if there's a nasty auto ship, I'd rather have some fights against crude ships outside before I have to deal with that. So I did those external jumps instead. And yeah, it just completely and horrendously backfired. We will attack this ship, but this ship is quite bad. We have yet to see a ship that it would be safe to do, or where we would either be safe or capable of trying to mind control them and get them to kill each other. However, what we can do here, shots are in the air, we will mind control their pilot. That takes the missile down. We are still in danger from this combat drone because it can do 2 rapid shots. And they have a system repair drone as well. So we won't even necessarily take this down. They've got a buffer point on that. We won't even necessarily take the system down when we hit it. Ugh, that will take the system repair drone out instead. However, we've set a fire. There we go. The missile is back down. I'm still more worried about the missile because, like, this has to fire twice in rapid succession to hurt me. The missile just needs to fire once to hurt me. Drone control is out and on fire. It's not impossible we could crew kill here, actually, because if we do this, we mind controlled the wrong person, unfortunately. I would have preferred to mind control the one that had more hit points. This Zoltan is going to try to fight the fire and fail. And maybe we can then mind control him in the weapons room. Yeah, if I do this... They're quite low on hit points anyway. I think we can just kill them. Okay, good. And we'll kill this guy with shots. No, I'm not accepting a surrender from dead people. Shields up. So yeah, things are going well beyond the 20 damage we took in 2 completely BS fights right at the start. Why couldn't we have had this as our first battle? I'm not sure that we can crew kill this, though, because we need to keep a shield bubble up. They have a med bay. I mean, maybe? I don't think so, though. I mean, maybe we can do something like this, but I don't think crew killing is going to be feasible here. If we had full power, we could do it easily. We'd just hack the med bay, and then we'd be fine. But since we don't, we're never taking those shields down either, unfortunately, because they've got a buffer point and a repair drone. I'm worried about this ship deciding to run away. The only way I think I might be able to do it would be if I can get damage on it and, like, mind control in that room. And I probably won't be able to do that, because I kinda need to get oxygen back up. Since I'm safe here and I'm worried about them running away, I am going to actually refill my oxygen all the way, and we're going to sit here and I'm going to charge my FTL all the way up before I fire any more shots. That way, if they decide that they're going to flee, my FTL will already be charged. There will be no risk of them getting out ahead of me and doubling fleet pursuit. I don't want to depower my chain laser because if I do that, I lose the spin up time. So I'm going to hold off on that. And that does mean we'll have to charge our FTL at level 1, and we'll have to periodically turn our oxygen back on. But I think this is the safer plan. We'll farm some dodges while we're doing this. We could farm all dodges if we wanted to, but I don't generally want to do that against ships that only have 1 laser. There's an argument that it could be worth doing it to minimize the risk that we just die to a ship with missiles, but I think the only ship that probably kills us is if we fight another Zoltan shield ship with missiles, and if we do that, then it's just whatever, you fight 3 Zoltan shield ships in Sector 1, then it's GG with this ship. Because an ordinary ship with missiles, we just do what we did to the last ship. We took 0 damage against that. So, get this charging back up again. I think we can charge this before we have to turn the O2 back on. Yep. Now let's recharge the O2. I'd like to be able to use mind control after we shoot at them again. But I can't do that with my oxygen below 50%. Almost there. This'll do. Mind control you, maybe we can stop them repairing. I doubt it. Even with that. Like, it's a repair drone, they repair things very, very quickly. We would need a fire, I think. Or we need to kill... If we land another shot, we actually kill the drone, so that will do it. But then, at this point, it doesn't matter. We hit that room one more time, they only have 1 hull. It doesn't matter if they have 2 shields, really. They're not running away, so that's the main thing I was worried about. Okay, we see a store. That's very nice. Good thing is, I have Slug Repair Gel, and I have a Defensive Drone 2 to sell. Should I go right to the store? Because I'm a bit worried if fighting a nasty ship that just kills us. If we go to the store, we can get repair. But on the other hand, I'm gonna risk it. This is possibly dumb. Like, this ship is probably okay. It's got a missile, but we can hack it. Delay it firing. I'm not sure, unfortunately, whether we will knock this offline. We might take the laser down instead. In fact, I think we probably will. Yeah, we did. But we set a fire. As long as this doesn't hit... That was aimed at our weapons. It's 30 little pricks. But, I think this will probably be a crew kill, because they're going to be fighting and they're going to be... Okay, well, they put the fire out. But, as soon as my mind control is back, I'm going to mind control someone in there. Hopefully it hits the Mantis. We might not manage to crew kill it. Depends on whether they bring the missile back. But it looks like they haven't. We mind controlled the human. That's not really what I wanted to do. Don't run the NG in there, you stupid bastard. This might stop us from crew killing, because they're going to repair so fast. Please let me mind control before they fix that completely. Okay, good. This should work. I think the NG loses this despite having started with way more hit points. Yeah, they do. And I need to hit you twice. And I have just enough hull for that. Cool. We get a free NG. I really like putting an NG on weapon. I like putting NGs on weapons generally, but I particularly like it on this ship because it's so vulnerable to taking a hit on weapons, as we've already seen. Can I go here, here, and then yeah, we'll do that. Okay, that we unfortunately got a bad result there, and now we're down to 3 hull. But we are about to jump to a storm. We'll be able to repair. We have 35 scrap worth of stuff to sell, and then another 30. So we have about 90 scrap. We might even be able to get a weapon if there's one there, as well as repairing. It's just how much we'll be able to repair. Okay, I don't really want any of these weapons. They're too expensive to bring online, or they're too bad. And it's more important here to just heal. Like, I'd love to be able to afford those long-range scanners, and in most runs I might try that. But here, I feel like that 30 scrap, we can't afford it because of how much damage we've taken. We need to heal back to a reasonable amount, while keeping enough of a buffer that if we see an actually good weapon. Yeah, these are all too, like, this is possible that you could get, but I mean, we've now had to spend too much to buy it anyway. The heavy ion is the only one we can afford, and that weapon is really, really bad. I'm giving reasonable odds that in Sector 2 that we could get something better. Okay, we're completely safe in this fight. We just need to batter on the Mantis. We're going to knock them down to under 15 hit points, and then we're going to let them jump back. It's been pointed out to me, I posted about what was going on in the Discord, and somebody in there has rightly pointed out to me that I should have jumped back to the starting beacon after that first fight. I guess I assumed that, you know, the odds of there being another Zoltan Shields fight that we jumped into were extremely low, and they were, but unfortunately, those odds did come against me, and often when you're trying to get win streaks on FTL, you need to not so much think what is the most likely thing to happen, but think what is the worst thing that could happen here, and assume that that is going to occur. I'm going to run a slug in here, and I'm also going to vent the room to make sure that the NG actually dies. I don't really care that much if my person dies. I can clone them, and they won't be able to do that because I'm going to keep hitting their clone back. Can I get you out of there? Yes, and now we can fight you 2v1 and easily defeat you. Mantis is dead, they can never repair that. You're dead, that's crew kill. So that's a ship we crew killed without even needing to use any of our special systems. That's a ship that just about any ship in the game could crew kill. How many dodges do you have? I guess I'll try to preserve those, but you're very low health. There's a store that we can't go to. We're okay with distress beacons. We have Clone Bay for like giant alien spiders and stuff like that, so we'll do this over the unmarked beacon. I can give up for fuck's sake, it's a map reveal that is useless if we're just about to jump out of a sector. So we've just lost 4 scrap. 4 fuel. Well, we wouldn't take that anyway, even if we hadn't just given up 4 fuel. So, let's review. I mean, despite the fact that we had those early disasters, we did make 105 scrap in that sector and another 35 from something to sell. It's just, we had to spend way too much scrap on repairs, and that has put us behind. Let's go to the pirate sector. That's a bit better, but neither of these sectors are great because they don't have very many weapons. Or very many stores, rather. The advantage with this ship is even if you were to get forced into the next sector without having got another weapon, I think that's worth it, yeah. Like, this is a possible double scrap reward this fight, but it's not always a double scrap reward, and we can sell that reverse ion field for 22 scrap. So I'd rather just take the guaranteed 30 scrap over the possibility of a double reward that might be less than that anyway. Especially since we get that for free without having to fight. Let's look here just to see if there's a store down there. I really hope there isn't, because it looks like that's a bad. I'd really want to be able to upgrade my weapons and damage buffer them, but I don't have the scrap to afford to do that right now. I'm gonna keep 80 as a buffer so that I can buy basically any good weapon in the game, as long as it shows up in a store. But I was saying, if we do get forced into a situation where we're going into Sector 3 without any weapon upgrades, we'll just upgrade hacking and hack shields. That's not ideal, but you can do it. Okay, we're not going down there. If there's a store there, we're just going to have to lump it. We've seen that jump. We have not seen this jump, so let's go there. Aid the civilian ship. This is a possible double scrap reward. I'm not going to hack weapons here. There's a possibility that's a small bomb, like small bomb shields or weapons, then things could be bad. But I think I want to do this. Okay, well, we missed. That's an ion bomb. Crap, that's bad. I didn't realize that might be that. Shit. Now we are going to hack weapons. Okay, well played, well played. Why is my Enchi on shields? I meant for him to go in weapons. I'm not thinking. I mean, I might as well have you here too to help me repair. Well, that's what I get for trying to preserve drones, I guess, or for being greedy and trying to get crew kills, because I wanted to be able to use that to hack the medbay. But I think we'll just have to, since that's an ion bomb and not a small bomb like I thought it would be, we'll just have to go for an ordinary kill here. Okay, we're basically safe. So we should have taken 0 damage in this fight and we took 3 instead because I did a dumb thing. So this run is not really going that well, but this ship is strong enough that it can afford a rocky start, as long as you can get another gun, and potentially even if you can't. It's not ideal if you can't, obviously, because then you have to hack shields, and that means you're not hacking weapons to buy safety. Also not ideal is constantly missing our fucking shots. Stop fixing weapons. You can run the slow rock over there to fix shields while you have a person that's good at fixing things. Fights in... Oh, reverse ion field coming up clutch. Why couldn't you have done that earlier when they bombed shields? Well, we get a double scrap reward, and now we have an NG that we can stick in shields anyway, so... we have enough scrap now that we can do this. We still have 80 after we do that. So, like, we can buy a burst laser too, or a flak or anything. Oh, great, we have a pulsar now, and this has really, really good weapons in hacking. What are you hacking? Engines? That's not the worst thing that you could have hacked, but it's not the best either. Why couldn't you have hacked, like, my doors? The worst thing here is that the pulse goes off before my weapons, so if it had just hit my weapons, I'd have kind of been screwed. But thankfully it didn't. You definitely do not try nonsense of getting crew kills in a pulsar, especially when your weapons are quite slow and very vulnerable to ionization. Fortunately, that hasn't happened so far, but... And now we have a fire in there, so we should be good. Please set another fire. No, but our weapons were not ionized. No, you're not allowed to have weapons. Weapons and pulsars are strictly forbidden to everyone who is not me. Okay, we escaped from that without damage. Oh yeah, we had the reverse ion field. That actually does affect pulsar stuff as well as ions from weapons. I wouldn't mind hitting these distress beacons. It seems like we're more likely to find a store by going here, which allows us to see, like, these beacons down here than we are by going up here, which only allows us to see this. So we're doing that, playing the percentages. Free stuff, cool, but no store, so we're going to go back up and we're going to hit here. aid the civilian ship. We can probably crew kill this. Having learned from the last time, I'm actually going to hack weapons this time around. I would like to not take more damage. There we go. Now, the NG will prioritize fixing weapons, unfortunately, over going and fighting their mind control too. But that's fine, because the doors are locked, so it's going to take him a while to get in there, and we'll put more damage on there. And by the time our mind control comes off cooldown, we will mind control him. And the Zoltan will come down to defend the damaged weapon system. And then we'll shoot at them while they're locked in there. I was hoping we'd set a fire, but whatever, we didn't. We can probably just kill these two without them ever escaping from the room. Yep. Double scrap possibility? Well, I was excited about the weapon until I saw that it was a repair burst. I mean, admittedly, that could have been useful. Well, it could have been useful when we got Artemis missiles on weapons, except it would have probably been taken down by that happening. Let's go here. That missile means we hack. We do not want that. I'm actually going to charge the repair burst just in case we want to use it. That is an Artemis missile, unfortunately. Let's try to take it down. Okay, good. We got a fire. We are not attempting to crew kill this ship. Like, that fire would be helpful, but they have a rock over there, and they also have a med bay. So the odds of us getting it are quite low. And I don't want to have to deal, especially they're now going to run in here. The Mantis will take damage and the rock won't. I do not want to have to deal with the fact. I would have preferred that the rock ran over there, but that didn't happen. I do not want to have to deal with the possibility of them bringing that Artemis missile back up and doing us loads of damage. I will just take the win. Okay, we spotted the store. We have exactly 12 of all consumables, that's amusing. And they have weapons, and we're gonna just get another chain laser. The good thing about chain lasers, one, chain laser is quite bad because, well, it's not quite bad, but it's like below average because it's slow on the first charge. But given that one is quite slow, adding a second one doesn't really have any significant disadvantage, whereas like, if this were a burst laser 1, I would be wary of trying to add this because it slows down my volley. This doesn't slow my volley down at all. I'm selling this stuff. You know, the reverse ion field is nice, but we're too far behind to be able to hold on to things that are just nice. I don't know whether I can do this. What I'd like to do is this, that, and that. I don't know whether that's going to be possible, but if it isn't, I'll just do this, and out. We'll probably lose some jumps doing that, but I did have to just find a store. Let's explore the asteroid field. This time yeah, I won't be able to do that. This time we didn't take 5 free hull damage. That is something, at least. Yeah, we'll escort these people, I guess, whatever. And this is our last jump of this sector that actually has the potential to have any scrap, and it doesn't, so. And we lose about 2 jumps. But we were able to stabilize, and we should be good for the rest of the run. Now, even if we were to fight another, like, Zoltan shield ship with an Artemis missile, we would be able to keep up at least 1 chain laser. And possibly both, and we'd get through the Zoltan Shield way faster because we have 2 of them. We would definitely rather go civilian. I'd like to get 150 scrap now, and that way I have the option, if I go to a store, of getting cloaking. Now, we won't be able to before that store for fairly obvious reasons. Do I want to go immediately to this store? I don't really want to go immediately to the store. I'd like to get more scrap, but the route is a bit awkward. Like, I would ideally, if I could, I would go like here, here, and there, and here. But then that forces me into a really straight sort of path. Well, I go here first. I might spot another store down there and go to that in preference. I don't know. There's nothing there. Let's go here. Investigate. God damn it, we didn't get any scrap there either. So it's kind of as if we just jumped to the store right at the start, except we don't even have much of the benefits of doing that. What have you got here? Okay, you don't have anything particular that we'd like to buy. We could buy the backup battery to remove it from the list of systems, but I feel like at this point of the game that's not a necessary purchase. I do need to buy loads of fuel though, because we're short. We have made 0 scrap in this sector. Investigate. Oh, we have a blue option from our slug. This will give us another NG. I think I actually want to take option 1, which has a 50-50 chance of finding an NG and some scrap, and a 50-50 chance of being nothing. Because at least this has a chance to get scrap. Now, we didn't get any. We have made literally 0 scrap so far in this sector. And this has turned into a store, so we don't make any here either. However, this store has an ion blast. We want that. If we can't get cloaking, which we can, I would like a weapon to extend my range so that if we start seeing ships with 3 shield bubbles, we have more ability to deal with them. We finally get a fight. I actually want hacking in this fight. This only reduces my dodge by a little bit, well, 10. But by having hacking, I can hack weapons. I'm worried about this missile, which is probably an Artemis missile. Yes, it is an Artemis missile. They have level 5 weapons. These 3 are all level 1. That means that's an Artemis missile. We're lucky this doesn't have 3 shield bubbles, because it's a light surveyor. It literally could have had 3 shield bubbles. I want to see if I can knock that stupid thing offline. And we can. Good. So yeah, it was way more important, even though we'll take a bit of damage here, most likely. Yeah, we did. Even though we took some damage there, it was way, way more important for us to get that first volley off. Like, this stuff's gonna... They have an NG, admittedly, so they'll start fixing that. But it will take them a while. We might even be able to crew kill this. Because they're going to be fighting fires, and because they have a clone bay rather than a med bay, there are people, when they take damage, they can't go and heal it. They will eventually put this fire out, these 2, but we can then mind control into that room and get them to start killing each other, and then we hit the clone bay. Take that down. I'm not convinced this will be a crew kill because it's a little bit difficult for us to keep taking the crew down, but maybe. This guy will be forced into there and we will mind control him, but they're going to repair the clone bay. Well, I wanted you to give up on repairing the clone bay and immediately run into fight, but you didn't. I really wanted another fire there, and we didn't get it. Can we do this? Get a shield back. Yep, that's got both of you down. So if we can take this clone bay out before they clone, we've got a crew kill. Cool. So there, we were able to do that by delaying our shots. We definitely want to hack that big missile. That could be a Hermes missile, which is faster than our chain lasers. We do not want to have any risk of that happening. I think that isn't actually, that's a breach missile. But we didn't know that. I'll try to knock it off with just a mind control, but that will probably, these shots will probably knock the, in fact they will knock the laser out. So I will need to hack that down. And as long as they don't pull off ridiculous dodge nonsense, we will knock this offline now. Yep. We can maybe crew kill this. I'm not really convinced by it, but we'll try. Because the first weapon they'll bring back will be this laser, and that doesn't do anything if I'm running level 2 shields. So we can mind control the guy in weapons, drag the pilot down there. We might need them to hit each other, do this like twice before one of them dies. The pilot has an advantage on hit points, but it's not such a large one that we can't kill him when he eventually wins these fights on the second set of mind controls. Let's see, what's the hit point gap now? 31. Yeah, that's 3 hull worth of damage, and we have 3 to play with. So we'll just let this guy keep repairing, we'll mind control, pilot will run in and win that, and then we'll plug the pilot 3 times, and we'll get a crew kill. We need to run 2 shield bubbles now, though. It'd be nice if you could knock him to below 30. Cool, you did. That means this will be enough. And we get a flak too. We probably won't use that because it's really, really expensive to bring online. But it sells for a lot. We have 2 jumps. We're not going to this store. We don't have enough to buy anything there. And frankly, at the moment, I'd rather get, and I will after I get another lot of scrap, I want to bring my weapons up to 5 to use the Ion Blast. Let's fight this ship. We will get enough money from doing that. These guys have good weapons, and unfortunately they have cloaking, which delays our ability to hack them. They might actually get a good volley. Yeah, that's a 10-second cloak, so they're going to get a volley off on us, which is very unfortunate because those weapons are great. Okay, they didn't hit anything important, thankfully. I think the timing here is to let them fire the heavy laser and then hack. Something is on fire. I'm not sure what it is, but we're just going to vent. And yeah, now, when they fire this, they need both shots to hit to do anything. And we may just knock it offline. We didn't, but we knocked 2 of their other weapons out, so... Ha ha ha! Their cloak stopped them from firing that. I have literally had runs saved by the fact that the enemy cloaks and therefore refuses to fire their weapons. I had one not long ago where I had 2 hull left and only 2 shields and not very high dodge, and the enemy had a burst 3, which almost certainly would have killed me if they just shot the damn thing. And they were like, "No, we're cloaking. That means we don't want to break our cloak." And that allowed me to charge my FTL and run from the battle. Okay, good. We've got a fire. Are you gonna burn to death? Bigby's burning body. Let them in now. I want to get a mind control off on them, but I can't see to do that. And this isn't gonna work. Let's just kill them. The fire is actually sort of hindering our crew kill ability, because the human would take damage from it and the rock wouldn't. We get a free scrap recovery arm. That's pretty nice. I mean, scrap recovery arm is never worth buying. It's too much of an expense, especially like, and when you get that, you want to get it early in a run so that you have it for the longest and it has the most effect. But 50 scrap in the early game on hard is way too expensive for the effect that it gives. You know, you need that for, like, that's a burst laser 1, and you would always rather have that than a scrap recovery arm, unless you got insanely lucky with weapon drops. I don't know what you guys are hacking, but I'm gonna hack your weapons to delay this missile. Oh god, that's an iron intruder. I would like to kill this iron intruder drone. Yeah, because it's gonna run and hit my shields, and I really do not want that. Take these weapons out. Okay, cool. Those are down, the iron intruder drone is dead. The danger is they will send a second iron intruder drone. I would love to be able to just crew kill this, but they've hacked my mind control, and I'm worried about what they do with that iron intruder, so this is another fight. I'm not going to bother playing that. I'm going to be safe. They shouldn't smash this because it doesn't last long enough because it's a hacked mind control. That's kind of tempting because we're a little bit low on fuel, but we will really want scrap. Next sector I want to really push towards getting cloaking. Like, these weapons will last us. They're not great, but they will last us for a while. If I had cloaking, I could even switch to using the flak too for greater projectiles. No, I'm not accepting that. This missile's going to be hard to knock down because we're going to knock off the flak too instead. I don't think we can do that much about that. It is only a Lido missile, so even if it hits weapons, it will only take our ion intruder, our ion blast out. It won't take out one of our lasers. Yep. We don't need 2 shields right now, so take them down. Yeah, you can. I think that set fire, so let's just vent to there. Yeah, sounds like it. Oh, just in time. Yes, fix that with a mantis. That sounds like an excellent idea. Oops. That room was already vented because in the last fight, the iron intruder drone caused a breach in it. Yes, absolutely leave that room so that you can't run away. No. Cool, a double scrap reward. We're up to 89. We definitely want NG Homeworlds over Zoltan Controlled. Zoltan Controlled 4 is very, very, very bad. We've already seen that this ship struggles with Zoltan ships generally, and I think Zoltan 4 is the most dangerous sector in the game, so I'm not going there. I do not want to deal with border police and nasty energy bombers. I want to have a quiet sector where I make scrap and get cloaking. Go here before the store and hopefully earn something. Unfortunately, this is not something where we earn something. How much does the flak 2 sell for again? Is it 37 or is it 40? Let me look this up quickly. I don't remember. Well, okay, actually I can find this up easily because the things I'm considering selling are scrap recovery and flak, and since I got both of those in the last sector, I can look at the save manager and see how much worth of scrap we have. So that's 65 worth of scrap to get. That would bring us to 154. That is just enough. So it is worth going to this store now to see if they have cloaking. And we will absolutely sell this stuff to get cloaking. Yep. It's a pity to sell the scrap recovery arm, but ultimately what's going to make more of a difference in us winning the run? Is it going to be having plus 15% scrap, or is it, or 10% actually, it's not 15, it's 10. Is it 10% extra scrap rounded down, or is it going to be cloaking? It's very clearly going to be cloaking that makes a bigger difference in us winning. Now all we need is one more weapon. If we really, really had to, we could win with just this. I'm going to secure the cash to get something we can sell. That's almost always more valuable than getting 2 extra jumps, especially in NG sector that are a little bit hit and miss. Listen to their problem. We can use our mind control system to calm him down. We don't get crew for this, unfortunately, but we do get scrap. And scrap is probably more valuable than having a Mantis at this point anyway. I'll do that. We have enough drones. So we'd like to now get our engine, our dodge training all the way up, and then we'd like to, then we would like to get engines up to 4 so we can cloak for 100%. But we'd also kind of like to get another weapon, so I think we save for that in preference. We have 2 NGs. I think it's worth hitting both of these distress beacons, then going over to the quest. The exact nature of that quest I don't recall, but we can try to shield their ship with ours. Yeah, we get 15 free scrap. Well, we can't hit both of these distress beacons, and that one seems to have a better layout, so I'm going there. I hope none of these ask us for fuel, because we are in trouble in terms of that. We can do this very safely. We have a clone bay, so we don't need to worry. We could try to save the NG and get another NG crew member. We already have 2 of them. This gives low scrap amount. This gives you a drone. You can lose crew doing this, but we didn't. And even if we had lost crew, they would have been saved by the clone bay. Ooh, we get another ion blast. That's not really the ideal weapon, because I find that 2 ion blasts don't get through shields noticeably faster than 1 and then something else. But we can use that if we have to. I'm going to hold scrap for the moment just in case we get a store at this jump, or if we get one early next sector. If I remember correctly, this has an option to lose crew even with a clone bay. Let me work this out. Find the small research station. Our fuel problems at the moment are specifically caused by the fact that when we got to that... no, that's not the one. Dock with the station and investigate. Our fuel problems are caused by the fact that when we got that store we went to had 7 fuel. But, yeah, you need an upgraded medbay to do this, because there's something going on in this station that could basically cause one of your crew members to go crazy, and then you can't clone them because it doesn't matter, you clone them, they're still an enemy. So we're going to leave this alone. But yeah, if we had like, even a little bit more scrap when we got to that store, we'd have bought all the fuel and we'd be fine. But unfortunately, we did what was, I think, the right choice and prioritized cloaking. But that has meant that we have run really, really low, and now we haven't been able to find another store, despite this being a sector that can have up to 3 stores in it. So we're going to jump, unless we get some fuel here, we're likely to jump into the next sector with hardly any. No, I'm not hiring crew. Rock homeworlds are NG controlled. I mean, NG controlled could just be another empty sector like we just had. On the other hand, there are more stores in NG controlled, and being able to get to a store immediately to sell some of this junk and then buy fuel would be quite good. And we have NG, so I'm going to go here and just hope that we don't run out of fuel. Unfortunately, we have not got an immediate store. Jump as far away from the exit, from the entrance as possible. Well, this is good insofar as it tells us where a store is, but unfortunately we cannot go to that store because we have no fuel, so now we have to turn a distress beacon on and wait. And I don't like this ship at all. This ship does take a very long time to run away, but our ability to knock this missile offline is quite limited. That's an ion blast too. I wish we'd upgraded our weapons, but it wouldn't help our first volley that much. I think... Do I want to do 2 damage to weapons, or do I want to do 2 damage... These are level 7 weapons, so that's probably this is probably a Lido. That's a good thing. We're just gonna put the first volley on this and cloak the missile. It sucks. am worried about that halberd beam, because we're not going to be able to keep our shields all the way up with them constantly firing that Ion Blast 2 at us. Use the full timing from the cloak to help us de-ionize our shields. Okay, we've stopped them fleeing. Now we just need to get their weapons down. Well, our hack has kind of already done what we needed it to. And that's bad. I want to fix that so I can cloak more missiles. Okay, we took the beam down. That's pretty good, really. It's probably better in the long run to take the beam down than it is to take the missile, even though the missile is causing a lot of irritation. You two go fix hacking in case we need to use it to get the kill. Ah, joke's on you, we'd already fired that ion. Are you joking? The refueling ship had no damn fuel. Explore the nearby area, we get another rebel ship. This one has a combat drone too. These weapons are dangerous enough, I think I want to just hit. If I hit drone control, I'm pretty much certain to take this down. And then we're pretty much safe. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's down. Like, we can take damage from these two weapons, but it's not likely. Because, yeah, our shields, like, they just fired them there, but our shields refreshed, it didn't matter. We now just need to hit this once. And as mentioned, the refueling ships do take a very... Although they're running from the beginning, when you have no fuel, it takes them quite a while to actually charge the FTL. The reason that ships run away, they will always do this. If you have no fuel, the enemy ship will always attempt to flee. And the reason they do that is the developers actually put it in as a measure against the game soft locking. Because you could theoretically have a ship where, say, they can't hurt you and you can't hurt it, but you can't jump away because you have no fuel and it won't jump away. And then the game would be stuck in an infinite loop. So in order to prevent that happening, they created ships and made it so that they run away when you have no fuel. Which is nice, but it does make these fights more annoying. But it's why it takes them quite a while to run away, because it should only kick in. Yeah, we've been sitting here with no fuel, one jump away from a store the whole time. And in fact, a jump away from another store as well, because we know that quest is a fight and store. Well, we have 2 chances here to get weapon upgrades, which is very good. Those aren't very good. The Ion Blast 2 is not really what we want. I think we could use the small bomb, but honestly, I don't feel like the small bomb is much of an improvement here over getting another Ion Blast. Like, it is one, but it's not much of one. So I think that we are going to go and do the quest and see whether there's any weapons there instead. And I think I'd rather, since I don't know whether there's anything of these, I'd rather do this first. Engage the rebel. This enemy isn't that dangerous. Their drone control system is more dangerous than their weapons, unless that's an ion bomb, which I suppose it might be. They do have the equivalent of 4 shields, which is quite bad. I think I need to actually shoot shields on this ship, which sucks. Cloak. Great, they have a system repair drone too. Well, let's mind control the guy in shields to delay that. This means we're running no dodge right now, which sucks. God damn it. The only good thing here is these guys will run out of drones very quickly, because they are running 3 different drones. Okay, we blew that one up, so they won't be getting extra shield bubbles for a moment. Let's refill our oxygen, because we need to do that. That's very bad. We now lose the accumulated spinner. And that also buys them time to get this stupid thing back up. I might as well keep firing this. I might hit a drone. I nearly did, actually. One moment. I don't. Here, take this. I don't want it. Bomb is being very annoying. Let's keep firing this, take these things down. What I'm most worried about in this fight actually is that they just might, if they keep landing bombs on me, they might just kill one of my crew, and then they'll put another bomb on Clone Bay. That's probably the most dangerous possible outcome in this fight. I don't feel like I'm at that much danger of taking, unless they like bomb, even if they bomb shields instead of fire, I have multiple NGs, I can get it fixed. And I can cloak for the duration that I need to. However, that doesn't mean that I won't now, with cloaking active, try to cloak the bomb and fail, but they bombed nothing important. Do I have any other way to try to make my offense work a bit more here? It feels like I don't have any great way to do that because no matter what I hit, the system repair drone is going to fix things really rapidly. I may just need to run them out of bombs and then, like, repeatedly mind control them. Either that or just run them out of drones. Yeah, like, they get that fixed immediately. Maybe if I get this through here, I can finally get them to where they will only have the equivalent of 3 shields when I get my next damn shot. Oh yeah, I slipped that through. Cool, we've got this now. Very, very annoying shit. Also, my oxygen is running out, but whatever. More importantly, their hull is running out. Oh, that was annoying. But we did win, and we didn't take any damage. And this has fantastic weapons. So this is why you sometimes are, it's a good idea to just hold loads of scrap. We will get both the Burst Laser 2 and the Halberd Beam. Will we actually? Yes, we will get both. We will ultimately get rid of one of these Ion Blasts so we can't use it. We actually want to keep this. Our final weapons are going to be probably Chain Burst, Burst 2, Halberd Beam, Ion Blast. That's a level 8 weapon system. Do we want to hold on to one of these other chain lasers, or do we just sell it? Let's see. At weapons level 5, which is our current weapons, we can just use Chain, Ion, Burst 2. At weapon 6, we could use Burst 2, Ion, Halberd. At weapon 7, we could use Chain. No, we don't want to keep... Yeah, we have... Regardless of what weapons level we have a better option than using 2 chain lasers. We could theoretically, at weapon 6, use Chain, Burst, Chain, which is a perfectly feasible and respectable setup, but we're not going to do that. So, now we just need to get upgrades. We don't need another store right now. We've got our fuel back up even to a nice position. So let's go to stress. We have NGs, this is a great... We have multiple different options actually, so we have an ion. These are basically equivalent, but I'll just use the NG, because why not? 40 scrap. Ignore this, we get a fight, cool. Hack weapons, this is probably a breach missile, but... I guess the only other thing we would want at a store would be a backup battery, but that's not urgent. Like, we'll get that at some point, probably. Even if we don't, it's not the end of the world. I think after this fight, I'm probably going to buy a bit more power, because we're currently having to do a lot of nonsense to ever run our special systems. Weapons down. I don't think we try to crew kill here. They've got a med bay, they have a bunch of NGs. We'll just kill. No. We're gonna get engines up and get 3 lots of power. We can't quite get 100% evade, but we're very close to it. Let's see. Yeah, you only need 5 more, you need 7 more. We'll get a fight at some point where we can do that, probably. Here, there, and now. Explore the asteroid field. We've had 3 different times we've had the different results each time. Investigate. We get a fight. This fight is quite safe because we can cloak the ions, the burst laser 3. We can probably crew kill this. Get you out of there and just vent these people. Okay, good. We've taken their weapons down. We want to mind control the NG. These mantises will run in and murder the NG completely. Speaking of murdering and mantises, we're going to murder these guys. And the way we're going to do that is this person is now at the threshold where they might pull them back. We're going to cloak. No, we did it a second too late. You douchebags. You don't get to live. How annoying. They literally do it like the frame they got. I assume they're they must have like a level 3 teleport. Because they got them back really fast. But it doesn't matter. The only person on their ship that can repair worth a damn is dead. And we can just use mind control repeatedly. Yeah, I don't care if you get that back. Like, if necessary, we can hack the damn... Let's be wiser this time. Cloak. You two run in there. Kill this mantis. Also, mind control you. Are you kidding? You got back anyway? Die. I'm trying to do this without hacking the med bay. But there's a possibility we could get forced into that. In fact, I think we are. Screw it, let's just do it. It'll make this faster. Are you coming here too? Yes. We know this one doesn't have very many hit points, so we can kill it with just a couple shots. There we go. Wasn't the best crew kill result, but it's decent. I don't think it's worth jumping past the exit for one jump in an NG sector where it might just be nothing. This is our third NG type sector in a row, which is not ideal. You can get a lot of drops in them, but they don't tend to give very much just overall scrap, which now we just want that. Yeah, we've yet to make 200 scrap in a single sector in this run, which is quite bad. Or at least 200, like, raw scrap. We have if we include... Actually, we haven't if we include drops. And really, we would just like I would like a rebel sector at this point. Even if it weren't the stronghold, just an ordinary rebel sector to give us fights would be cool. Let's counter the hacking. We can do this with cloaking and mind control. Look out, the NGs are boarding us. The terrifying double NG boarding team. They came clawing at us like things out of a nightmare. Cloak this. We didn't quite have 100% evade, but we had 94, and we didn't get 6%ed there. We're definitely not crew killing this ship. They have too many friggin' NGs to repair things, and they have a club bag. Triple NGs repairing weapons. It's like having a repair burst that breathes. Except I can't mind control your repair burst, so I guess that's something. Actually, maybe we can crew kill this, because it looks like these guys are both so low on health. If I shoot this out, maybe... Yeah, that stopped that NG from being fixed, and it looks like they're all too low on health to fight the fire. So let's watch what happens here. Like, the room it's most likely to spread into next is oxygen. I would mind control people over there, but then I'd have to knock the clone bay down to stop them coming back, which would mean doing damage. I don't want to do that. I'm happy to just watch the fire spread, where it will hopefully take out, in order, oxygen and then cloaking, and then they'll run out of O2, ideally. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Instead, what's happened is that the fire burned itself out in there. Maybe? I don't necessarily fully understand what's going on over here. I'm going to let them get 1 point of repair and then mind control, and maybe I can get a crew kill anyway. Draw you down. Can I do it like this? I don't know whether or not that ionization is enough to keep it down, but I will be able to do this now. There we go. They did indeed only have a level 1 clone back. Cool. Okay. I'm going to be back in a moment. Right, I'm back momentarily. I think I probably do want to hit that store to see if they have a backup battery. Or ideally we could swap this ion blast for a heavy laser, although that's not necessary. Let's hit like 1 more jump, maybe 2. I think our next upgrade is going to be shields, because we'd like to put ourselves into a position. We don't need to use a hack here. We'd like to put our... Actually, maybe not shields, because I was going to say we want to put ourselves into a position to get all our dodges, but actually we only need 2. So in that case, we probably want to upgrade weapons next, to actually get the halberd beam into play. But before doing that, we want to hit that store to see if there's nice stuff. Actually, just use mind control to deal with these guys. I keep going to hit the backup battery button because I'm so used to having a backup battery by this point when I'm playing this ship. Usually I get a backup battery quite early when I'm playing this ship, because usually this ship has very, very strong starts, and you just get absolute crap tons of scrap and can upgrade like crazy. Like, I have had runs with this ship where I have had endgame capable weapons and cloaking by the end of Sector 2. I've had multiple such runs. You just need one good Sector 1. Unfortunately, our Sector 1 was a complete disaster. We had to spend 50 scrap repairing, and we lost 2 lots of scrap running away, so those disasters cost us probably, since those were both pirate encounters, those were both double scrap rewards that we ran away from. So it could literally have cost us like 125 scrap in those 2 fights. Are you really prioritizing that over defending your shields? I thought they always prioritized defending shields. Well, I don't understand what you guys are doing. Oh, there's a fire that is spread. That's what's going on. That appears to be causing some fuckery. Well, these guys must be quite low on health then. Yes, they are. Just kill them. Steals the civilian supplies. Well, they weren't anything useful, but we didn't get anything from them either. Go here and then the storm. No, attack the slavers. Those are some very nice weapons over there. We are definitely hacking here. Cloak all this burst laser nonsense. You will not be cloaking mine because you're not intelligent enough to use your cloaking that way, which means that you're going to take 3 damage on your weapon. That's fine, it knocks both the burst laser 2s out, which means you're extremely unlikely to hurt me. I should have mind controlled the person in weapons, that was a mistake, but now I will do so. They were unfortunately able to get the burst laser 2 back because of my error. Not for long. Got a fire. We're not trying to kill this ship, they are too dangerous. Can we please dodge this? That's very, very good because it looks like that hover beam is about to fire. Yeah, that would have done us damage had it not. Had we not got that final dodge there, but we did. Here, mind control you. You will die because you have too low health. No, I'm not accepting yet another NG. We have enough NGs on our ship. We don't need any more crew to win this run. You know, like a mantis or a rock would be nice, but not essential. So take their cloak out. I'm not trying to crew kill when they have this many NGs in a med bay and really nasty weapons. Yeah, 56 scrap is a very, very good reward. And off to the store. This store does not really have anything we want. We could consider buying sensors to remove it from the systems list, but I don't feel like that's necessary. If we didn't have cloaking, I would do it, but we do, and all that we need in terms of systems or want is a backup battery, and we don't even need that really. I would rather get my weapons up and start using the halberd beam. So let's take the ion blast out. Yeah, this is good. I maybe should have checked for another store before doing that, but... This is one of the more annoying spots in the ship for them to jump to, so I'm going to mind control. If we hacked weapons, we can make ourselves extremely safe here, but I'm going to make ourselves extremely safe here by just cloaking instead. Because what we could do would be to cloak, would be to hack weapons, let them fire those with 2 shields up, and then hack, and that would introduce a delay. Although these guys are running away, I'm about to damage 4 different systems, so they will stop trying to play. Oh yeah, keep venting into there now. Close the vents, get more guys over there. We're not in danger, their weapons are out completely. Stress. That was a possibility to get some scrap or even a weapon, but we did not do that. There's another store. Should we go there just to fish for backup battery? We would, but it would force us to dive, and I don't feel like that's essential. So we're gonna not do so. I do not like this ship. If we had a count for the number of times I've hit the backup battery button out of reflex, it would be extremely high by now. Here, you get back in there to get me 100% of aid. Thank you. Now let's drag a giant beam across their ship. This will do 10 damage. Halberd beam is very, very vulnerable. This ship, rather, is very, very vulnerable to halberd beam. Most ships are, but this ship is especially vulnerable to halberd beam. We don't even need to wait for it the second time, because our lasers can kill. Get shields up. Come on, remotely target it with your... Okay, we have a beam. We have beam weapon blue option. That's pretty good. Get me more power. We don't... Normally I aim to get my special systems up to level 3, and I'll still probably try to do that. But we don't really need to do that with this setup. These weapons are good enough that if I, say, only had level 1 hacking and level 1 cloaking, I could hack piloting instead of shields, as I prefer to do against the flagship. And what I would use, Ion Blast plus Burst 2, that's 4 shots. That gets rid of the shields completely since we're guaranteed to hit. And then Chain Laser does 2 damage to Missile Artillery, and then Halberd Beam does another 2, and then drags up through shields and piloting and does 8 damage total while taking the missiles out. And that wins very, very readily. Ignore the refueling platform. We seem to have found many, many empty jumps in this. I kind of wish we'd been able to get those early long-range scanners, but we couldn't afford to do so. It would be interesting to see somebody do an alternate version of this run where they take a different first 2 jumps, buy the long-range scanners at that store, and see how much extra scrap they get. I expect it would be quite high. Take that down, cloak. You can try to run all you like, you can't succeed. Now the problem with hitting, with hacking, piloting here is this guy's stuck in the room. We're going to just mind control him, and that means he's no longer stuck in the room. He can bypass the doors by the power of mind control. That's kind of tempting, but I'm going to refuse. It is a lot of fuel. If we run out next sector, we've kind of done it to ourselves. But we would have done a dive in this sector if it had been remotely feasible, but like the only way we could have done it would have been to go what, here, there, and then dive at the exit. And since we got scrap at the exit here anyway, the odds that this is going to be better than what we got at the exit was quite small. I was really hoping for Rebel Stronghold in that red sector, but no such luck. We'll just go Mantis. Mantis is overall better scrap, I think. It's not much, actually, they're about equal, but like Zoltan has more dangerous fights. Okay, we want to guarantee our shots hitting, but they're running away. I'm going to actually hack engines rather than piloting, so that the pilot will be able to run out when we gash the beam across a huge part of their ship. We can hit 5 rooms with the hover beam on this ship, so we will do an absolute gigantic amount of damage. Hover beam! Go! Mind control the guy in shields. Make them fight. Cloak. And they die. Well, we could have had 3 chain burst lasers by now. But I'm happy with the weapons we have. That being said, I'm still going to upgrade them to use the Ion Blast now. We want to find a store to sell that chain burst and buy a backup battery, and then we're basically good. Other than that, we just want scrap. Maybe we want to buy a little fuel as well. We're going to side with the fugitive. We might get a crew member here. That's quite useful. And we get a fight anyway. Like, getting a Mantis crew member is good. We probably won't kill too many crew in the first phases, unfortunately, because we do have a beam and that isn't as good at killing crew. But we have mind control counter and we have enough crew to deal with the boarding phase, so it doesn't really matter that much. This is going to be far from the strongest Slug C run that I've ever had, but I'm still very confident that we'll win. No, I know you can reach to hacking. You can do it. I believe in you. Keep jumping around to see as much as we can so we can spot stores. Attack the ship. That's not a good thing to go in. I hit the backup battery button that we for the system we don't have yet again. Really? Well, I guess that's what I get for not hacking, but it didn't seem like this ship was very dangerous. I guess they put all of their points into evade. Mantis, go and talk to your fellow Mantis. Oh, I haven't saved your crew position yet. Mantis, go talk to your not fellow NG. Try to firebomb into the room you just sent your borer over into. You must really not like that guy. Good, we got some fuel. I think I'd rather go here to see more beacons. Okay, the asteroid field means that there's an encounter here, which is all we really need. That's an Ion Blast 2 we want to hack, so we can guarantee that we don't get our shields fully ionized in it. That shot that had missed then collided with an asteroid. That's amusing. Nope. Get my shields right back up. No, I did drag that far enough. Oh, that's an ion bomb, that's not right. Unfortunately, it only hit piloting. If that had hit shields, it would have been quite awkward. It wouldn't have taken them out completely, but it would have left us somewhat vulnerable to asteroids. They don't have any evade right now because our beam took the pilot out, so... They tried to hit our weapons, but we dodged. Easy win. And there's a storm. Okay. Well, backup battery and flak up battery. only we had a heavy laser to just complete the, like, you know, fantastic weapons. Well, now we're in this sort of same situation as before, except we do extra damage. We can now, if we hack piloting, if we may have to do, we can use Ion Blast and Flak to clear shields. Burst 2 does 3 damage, and Hover Beam does 8, including 2-to-1 system. So, that's pretty solid. But, I think we might be able to get hacking all the way up. We'll see. I don't know whether I want to do that or whether I want to get my shields all the way up. Either one is workable. Usually getting a hack all the way up is more reliable. Damn it, they lined that up really well. Go help fight that. Send another drone over. We don't want to mess around with this ship in a pulsar. Are you kidding? There we go. No, we're not accepting a not very good surrender offer. Mind control you so you run out of the room. Black should kill. Yep. And now we'll just hold off until our shields are no longer ionized. Which might take a little while. I don't think we want this other store. The only thing there could really be that we would want would be a heavy laser, and that's not urgent. What we have is fine. What's not fine is this double missile running away ship. That's hacked our evade. And has maximum level piloting. We will cloak this one because we can almost certainly knock this missile offline. I am actually going to prioritize taking weapons out despite the fact they're fleeing and have level 3 piloting. Like, the odd, we can't get one more point on that system before they get away are extremely remote. And I'm willing to tolerate them. 26 scrap for beating a Sector 7 opponent. Forward scouts are so fun. It's not like that was an annoying opponent that had double missiles or anything. It's clear that we should have only received a derisory reward. Hooray! I can finally press the backup battery button and have it do something. I think we can kill this ship without having to hack. Cloak. These are kind of annoying at first because they do, you know, this takes 16 seconds, that takes 17, so they line up quite well. So you do need to be wary of that, but now we cloak that, and now even if they got another volley off, they would line up. I'm gonna go for shields up. We can probably get enough scrap in the next sector to get our hacking and cloaking up, and even if we can't, it's fine. Send the NG. This is another sector we won't dive in. We haven't dived in a single sector in this run, which is very, very strange for me. But, like, none of them were set up in such a way, okay, I don't want to buy fuel before I jump into the last sector where you get a bunch of free fuel anyway. Because none of these sectors were set up in such a way that diving would have made sense. They all had, you know, exits quite late where you couldn't get extra jumps, you could at most get one, and since I didn't have scanners, I couldn't tell whether that was a good idea. I'm not sure that I want a repair station. The only advantage of a repair station is it's guaranteed scrap instead of possible scrap. I'll go here and then I might jump to the repair station as my second jump. We'll see. This ship wouldn't be that dangerous, except it's sending an ion intruder drone over, because otherwise we could just cloak this every time it fired. But since it is sending an ion intruder drone over, we're going to hack it. Yeah, like this will bounce immediately into my shields, and I can't kill it in time. However, I may be able to knock it offline in time. I'm gonna fire both of those at the same time, because that defensive drone 2 is gonna make a pain in the ass of itself. Okay, we actually did manage to kill it in time to stop it knocking that system off, so that's good. They're running, but they're not going anywhere. Wow, they have the system repair drone just to complete the factor of annoyance. Hacking up. Cloaking up. Up. We do need more power, but we should be able to do that as long as we get like any scrap whatsoever. As long as we get any scraps whatsoever, I said get. We'll go here, we'll definitely get enough to get one more at that repair. Are you joking? Wow, fuck you, game. Go here. There shouldn't really be that many empty. Can we crew kill this? We mind control you. You don't have weapon charge on. I think we can crew kill this. Because we can cloak this every single time it fires. These two on their own can't hurt me. We're gonna try. Because I think this may be one of the annoying not enough time events. Where you'll only get proper scrap if you crew kill. Do this to minimize the amount of hull damage we do. Do a long cloak. Don't let them smash that system. Temporarily take these down just to get our shields up to keep ourselves safe. You get out of there. You get out of there. You suffocate before the... You won't, but it doesn't really matter as long as the oxygen stays down. It doesn't really matter that their borders come back. Let's maybe see if we can knock that flak 2 offline. We can't yet. You get out of there. That makes us a little bit more secure, but yeah, we do have enough time here to... Here we'll just do level 1 cloak. Let's swap my slugs around. No, I said let's swap my slugs around. Hack that O2 back down. I think the person who was in there died. Yep. 77. Unfortunately, we did not get the second part of the double scrap award, but we can buy 2 power bars from that. I'm pretty sure that had we not done the crew kill, we would have only made like 30 scrap there. Oh yeah, I'm not powering my ion blast right now. We are quite low on power. I kind of want to get our oxygen up. buffer just in case they hack that system. But I also want more powers. I'm not actually using my recently upgraded piloting in this fight for some bizarre reason. We'll hack this at level 1 just because we don't need to hack shields here. Unfortunately, I'd really like to be able to hit both these jumps before the base, but I can't. Let's do this and that. And we get one more. If we're lucky, we'll be able to hit the base and then jump down and get another fight. But here we definitely want to hack shields because we want to take this missile off. We don't have any guarantee of being able to do it rapidly. No, we only need 2 shields for this fight. Do this, hopefully this takes the piloting down. Yes it does, that means we one-shot it. It's one of the great things about shield hacking when you have a halberd beam is that you can possibly, that's quite nice, is that you can possibly drag it through piloting, take the piloting down as long as it's not level 3, and then all your conventional projectiles will hit. Buffer piloting. I mean, we have a slug, so mind control we're safe against, but we could still take damage there. And just get another power bomb. Unfortunately, we don't have upgraded mind control, which limits our ability to use it in these phases, but we can probably make it work. And if we don't get any crew kills, it doesn't matter. We don't need to do so to win. That's probably the best thing they could have hacked on the ship. Let's throw flak into shields. The ion blast I don't really care, but I guess I'll try to see if I can ionize their laser at all. But this, if we do this here, beam hit pilot first, and then mind control, they have no dodge now. Because that did 2 damage to piloting, and when you mind control this person, they have just level 1, which means no autopilot of any kind. Maybe we can get some crew kills here. Nah, whatever. We'll just do this the old-fashioned way. Damage buffer one of these systems in preference to getting more power? I think so. Let's damage buffer mind control. Just so it can't get hit in phase 3 and be annoying. We also might be able to use the level 2 to get a crew kill. Especially, this hasn't been taken over. Maybe we can get some more scrap. We can! Cool. We could crew kill this shit, but it has no crew on it. It is not capable of being crew killed. Sad. I hacked too early. I think I did. Whatever. Kind of, but not really. But as long as we take the first 3 out, it's not dangerous in the slightest. on their own there. We didn't get very much scrap from that, but I'll just damage buffer my clone bay, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. It would be annoying if the boarding drone lands there, because you can't get two people in that room to fight it. It's by far the worst room in the ship to get it landed. Open up our doors. Do you have any useful skill? You don't. I'm just going to vent you now. Therefore not open the doors. I'll vent the Mantis, who's my best fighter, then they can come back with full health. I'll actually do the same to you, because you also don't have any useful skills. Like, you'll lose a point or two of training, but that doesn't take you below any thresholds that you weren't already below. So my two people who I will fight the boarding drone with will actually be at full health and be able to fight it for longer. Let's win this. So we've got phase 2 coming up. We haven't killed any crew. I don't know whether we'll kill any in this phase either. But whatever, we should be okay. I won't be able to get a level 3 cloak either, but that's not essential. You go and fight that. That's what I got you back on full health for. Swap who's tanking damage. I actually left this slightly late, but whatever. Hit that. Mind control. Burst 2 into there. Actually, should I do this? I think I might be more likely to get crew kills if I do this, and this will still take the missiles down completely, so... Okay, I guess it didn't. I don't know what happened to our ion shot. It must have... Oh, the reason that didn't happen is our ion shot collided with the combat drone. Yeah, if we do a level 2 cloak here, that should take us through the missile and the drone. I think I cloaked in an instant too late there. I should have pulled my shields down, but I guess then we'd have taken damage from the beam drone. Whatever, we took one little point of damage. I don't know whether we killed any crew there. The shields are quite damaged, and we should probably be able to do it. We could just outright kill the ship right now, because they have no shields that our probably would just kill. But I think I'd like to try to eliminate crew if it's possible. Seems like it won't be. We're running a lot of guys through there, but... yeah, whatever. So, we took an unnecessary scratch damage there, trying to get an extra crew kill. That didn't work. We can't upgrade anything on the ship. As mentioned, the ship is not as strong as it would typically be at this point in the run. Let's do this. We want... hacking doesn't do anything for us until we get Zoltan Shield down. I'd once again like my fighting crew to be at full health. It doesn't matter if they get mind control, because I'll just, you know, reverse the mind control immediately. You get back to position. Go fight them here so we can do the runaway trick if we have to, but we're almost certainly not going to do that. Yeah, whatever, I'll do that. Yes, come to a room that I can vent immediately, and then go run to another room that I can vent immediately. That seems like a good plan. I'm going to actually cloak missiles here in preference to the Power Surge. The reason being the Power Surge only fires 7 shots. And I'll shoot my Ion Blast first. The Power Surge only fires 7 shots. So in order for it to deal 3 damage, it would need to hit 7 times. Well, this missile fires 3 missiles that pierce my shields. In order for it to do 3 damage, it only needs to hit 3 times. It's obviously more likely for that to happen. You're more likely to take damage generally. With 40% evade and 4 shield, we should not, generally speaking, take damage from the missile sword, from the Power Surge rather. I'll do a level 2 cloak. I guess I'll pull my shield down, though it's not as valuable as when I have level 3 cloaking normally. We unfortunately have not fully taken down the Zol shield. I'd like to stay close so that I buy more separation in time between the Power Surge and their other weapons. Unfortunately, that missed. There's every possibility we'll get hit by a second missile surge, unfortunately, but whatever. Go hack that down. Okay, we won't quite have 40% evade here, but and they actually lined it up with their lasers. But we dodged loads of it anyway, so whatever. Yeah, that's gonna fire again. Oh well. Them setting our doors on fire isn't ideal. But we'll go run the Mantis over there. And now their stuff is all gonna go down. Just ionize that. The Ion Blast is not really being very helpful because we're taking out shields. One thing I want to do is get these two out of this room. Okay, there's a very, very irritating thing about mind control that's going to happen here. If I use mind control in this room, instead of it undoing mind control on the Mantis, which is obviously what I want it to do, it will mind control that human who ran in here instead. What I'm going to do instead to stop them smashing my weapons is put mind control on this room. It is very annoying that my door control is broken, but we're going to fix that and then we can try to vent into that room. You get over there, I mean, the guy on mind control is going to die, but we can probably buy some time with some NG sacrifices. Yeah, like our crew in there will die, but whatever. We don't need our shields here because we can cloak at 100% evade. Yeah, the oxygen in that room is out. We should kill with this volley. Yeah. We took some extra damage because our shields weren't back up, and they hit all 3 times because of course they did. But whatever. So, that was, despite, after the horror of the first 2 awful jumps, that was completely fine. It's just those 2 awful jumps put us back. And then we had some pretty bad mid-game sectors as well, where we just weren't making very much scrap. So yeah, that's a really low, that might be the lowest score I've ever got on a win with Slug C. That's really, really poor. I think that's my lowest score on a win since I've started tracking these stats like a month and a half ago. Yeah, like 38 ships defeated is very low for me. 96 beacons explored is very low. That's very low scraps. It's generally a not very high scoring sort of run. As you can see by comparison, I have numerous crushingly high scores with this ship, where you just get, you know, a decent sector 1 and then you roll. But whatever, we won, and that's all that really matters. So that was ship number 4 down. 3, 2, 1, and go. Our next one will be Mantis C. Mantis C is a decent boarding ship. It's not the best, it's not the worst. So that will be next time, and until then, goodbye for now.